Um, you know, like a lot of people's introduction to meditation is through a method, and the real problem with having the method is fantastic to start, to calm your mind. But the problem with having a method is that you might think that's the meditation, that there is this thing that you do to meditate. And so this style of meditation is going a little bit beyond that. So that's basically, I think, what I said to Dennis.
Yeah, that was thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. That fills a gap and it explains for people. Thanks, Martin.
Okay, Cecily. I'm going to mute participants just on the off chance that somebody's dog might. Okay. So I start. Okay. So I think people have no idea just how vast Buddhism is. It's enormous. It's absolutely enormous. And even just taking the direct teachings of the Buddha himself, there's 84,000 of them, and but that's just the start of it. It's actually enormous, and so there's all these different methods of categorizing and the teachings of the Buddha and the practices, and the different philosophical camps and all kinds of stuff, and there's different ways of categorizing them. But there's one way that's very, very interesting, and that is it breaks it down into just two categories. Two categories of path in Buddhism. One that takes mind as the path, and one that takes wisdom as the path. Now, I need to explain that a little bit. So, there's a contrast being made here between mind and wisdom, right? So, mind refers to having ideas about things, right? Whereas wisdom is talking about seeing things directly as they are. Now, let me just try and elaborate on that a little bit. That is, what do I mean about having ideas about things? Do you have a favorite color? Yeah, okay. Do you have a favorite number? Why? My favorite number is 6. Why 6? From my childhood. And it could be that it was my 6th birthday. Could be. It could be because when I was learning my math tables, that 6 was easy. Could be anything. And it's these ideas we have about things. 6 is a good number. 7 is suspicious. 8 is a little bit weird. Do you know what I'm talking about? This is about having ideas about things and how the ideas are not accurate. They're not accurate. They color, they distort how we see things. So, anyway, this friend of mine was given by a Lama a beautiful tanka. And he said, he says, I think I'll have it done in blue instead. I don't like the red. Now, fair enough, there's nothing wrong with having ideas. There's nothing wrong with concepts. When you understand that they are not reality. So this emphasis on wisdom, on seeing things directly as they are, hold on 1 minute. That thing of seeing things directly as they are, that's what makes this style of meditation very different. It's completely open. There's no purpose, no goal. Just completely open. You're not interpreting. Simply seeing without judgment. Without judgment, interpreting, having a purpose, goals, those are all mind-made constructions. Just resting, letting everything be. Simply sitting, simply seeing. And accept that we have a habit of getting involved in the appearances. When you notice that you're involved, that is wisdom. That is the meditation. Seeing directly. And then, once you see that, without needing to impose mind, without needing to interpret, judge, all that stuff, you simply remain seeing the appearances of mind. Resting. So let's do it. Yes, we really are sitting here doing nothing. Keep your mouth slightly open. Mostly just resting, but not dissolving. Awake. Whatever comes into mind, you don't need to struggle with it at all. It's enough just to see. And if nothing comes into your mind, that's fine too. back again. It's just imagination. You don't need to struggle with it. Ease. It's okay. Just don't believe it. So this is actually what meditation is becoming familiar with what's happening with reality. Just directly. Becoming familiar with, for example, like when you sit here, you know, the only person you ever meet is yourself. All that thing in your mind is yours. Becoming familiar with that. Not, not giving it a reality it doesn't actually have. Okay?